chain locked to the bench, saw it all through the reinforced glass. It was awesome. The judge, no more than 5 linen heels, rose up righteous and smote the cop, say hallelujah, in the chest with a gold-tipped fountain pen. That put the bastard on the carpet, and she pressed the advantage, scooping up her nearby gavel and beating his face in before he had a chance to bark sideways or holler, "Your Honor, I object." Then Judge Weiner tossed aside her gory gavel, sat down again, lowered her head back to her crossed arms, and resumed snoozing. "Brother, did you see that?" Maynard asked. "I did." Maynard had shaken his head, making the unwashed clots of his long hair fly. "That was amazing. I'd be dog." "Court is fucking adjourned," Lowell agreed. Maynard, firstborn but named for an uncle when his parents felt sure the baby would die before the sun went down on his natal day, had a caveman beard and wide, dull eyes. Even when he was dropping fists on some poor bitch, he tended to look dumbfounded. "What do we do now?" What they did was bang around until they broke the arms of the bench they were shackled to and entered the conference room, laying a trail of shattered wood behind them. Careful not to disturb the sleeping Judge Weiner, the webbing was spinning around her head, thickening again. They nicked the cop's keys and unlocked themselves. The brothers also requisitioned the dead prick's gun, his taser, and the keys to his GMC pickup. "Look at this spider shit," Maynard whispered, gesturing at the judge's new Kodak. "No time," Little Rose said. A door at the end of the hall, open with the prick's pass card, led to a second hall. As they passed the open door of the staff room, not a single one of the dozen-plus men and the women inside, cops, secretaries, lawyers, paid them any mind. They were all focused on News America, where bizarre and horrific footage showed some Amish chick on a table, rearing up and biting the nose off a man attending to her. At the end of this second hall, there was an exit into the parking lot. Lowell and Maynard strolled out into the bright sunshine and free air, big as life and happy as hound dogs in a barking contest. The dead cop's GMC was parked nearby, and in the center console was a goodly supply of shit-kicking music. The brothers Griner agreed on Brooks and Dunn, followed by Alan Jackson, who was a good old boy for sure. They boot-scooted their way to a nearby campground and parked the Ginny Mac behind a forest ranger outpost that had been closed in a round of cutbacks years before. The lock on the outpost door popped with one shove. A woman's uniform hung in the closet. Luckily, she had been a large lady, and at Lowell's command, Maynard squeezed into it. Dressed as such, it was easy to convince the driver of a Chevy Silverado in the campground parking lot to step away for a word. "Is there something wrong with my camping permit?" Silverado man asked Maynard. "This disease news has got me all turned around. I tell you what, I mean, whoever heard of such a thing?" Then with a glance at the tag on Maynard's chest, "Say, how'd you get the name Susan?" Little Low gave this question the answer it deserved by stepping out from behind a tree and using a junk of firewood to split Silverado man's skull. He was approximately Lowell's height and weight. After Lowe dressed in Silverado man's clothes, the brothers wrapped the body in a tarp and put it in the back of their new vehicle. They transferred the dead cop's music and drove to a hunting cabin that they had stocked for a rainy day long before. On the way, they burned through the rest of the CDs, agreeing that this James McMurtry fellow was probably a communist, but Hank 3 was the total package. Once at the cabin, they alternated between the radio and the police scanner they kept there, hoping to glean intelligence concerning the police response to their escape. Initially, Lowell found the complete inattention to said escape unnerving. By the second day, however, the snowballing events of the Aurora phenomenon, which explained the lady judge's rough treatment of the Coughlin cop and the crap on her face, were so encompassing and cataclysmic that Lowell's apprehension evaporated. Who had time for 2 country outlaws amid mass riots, plane crashes, nuclear meltdowns, and people incinerating women in their sleep.